Oh, they'll be calling you a radical. You want to talk a documentary, Kevin Blanch. In the Dark of the Valley debuts tonight on MSNBC, and it's a game changer. It's a talk about a documentary. This is a giant game changer. All I've seen is the trailer. But let's stay with me. Now, remember, I was given 2 months to live 10 years ago right now. I was in the bone marrow transplant going in and out of a coma 10 years ago today. Sucked up, just fucking dying. That's my dad in the prime of his life from ABL, acute belastic leukemia. That photograph's right there. Oh, Santa Susana, don't you cry for me. I came to Utah with a load from San Onofre. I've been fighting Santa Susana and Rocketdyne, these monsters, since I was a child. Now, stay with me. My grandfather is Abraham Hunsaker IV, the famous, the great Mormon socialist. L.A., San Diego, Brigham City, Utah, Ogden, Utah. My mom and dad literally met on the beach at San Onofre. Both from here, but they met there. I was conceived there. I mean, literally. As you know, I am battling, given 2 months to live. My doctor, who I just got a letter from him right here. He's retiring. I just got a letter. He's retiring this month. Who saved my life. Says I'm the first person he knows of in the history of the world to survive OS de novo AML with a marker this high, willingly without a bone marrow transplant. My nephew, who lives just right here, is battling neuroblastoma right now in primary shield. This is my little step-granddaughter. You've all got to know my grandson, who's born the same month as FUKUSHIMA. She's battling ALL. They're both bald-headed, like I was. Mowed him down in the prime. Now, stay with me on Santa Susana. This is yet we're going to go along with this cover-up. This cover-up was devastating, but yeah, we won't mention Fukushima. That's what I emailed the producer and says, well, okay, this is great. Finally, it's been a long time because there's been plenty of people fight this. What about Fukushima? What about TikTok Diablo Canyon Clock? Now, as you know, if it wasn't for Kevin Blanch, San Onofre never shuts down. I'm the guy that kicked over that fucking, I'm the guy that I could have went to prison for that. I was in the bone marrow. The guys inside the fucking reactor at San Onofre, they know me because of him. They know me. My YouTube site, my cancer, when they had the accident, they had an accident. Yes, 10 years ago. Excuse me. Yeah, 10 years ago at San Onofre, right after on the heels of Fukushima. They were cheating on the exchange. Illegally. Jerry Brown and fucking crew. Kamala Harris's mother just passed away of fucking cancer. Livermore, California, bringing star power to Earth. So, let me back up, and then we'll get on with it was Kevin Blanch. If it wasn't for Kevin Blanch, I'm the whistleblower of Fukushima, and Fukushima at San Onofre. Go ask Kathy Iwani. Interview Kathy Iwani. She was living in Japan. Go ask Rachel Godoya. They'll tell you they were in Japan. It was Kevin Blanch. I'm the guy that leaked all that fucking to the media. I'm the guy that did that. Come lock me up? Fuck no. Totally legal what I did. Nobody did. I did it. They sent it to me inside. They were cheating on the exchange. I got it to the media, to friends of mine. People who I knew. From LA. They put it on the fucking news. I kicked that. They were afraid of us, anonymous. They were afraid of going to prison. I went to Kamala Harris, talked to her while I was full of cancer. Her mother just died. It was compelling, and she got all fucking wound up. And she went after him, fucking when she was the fucking AG in Cal. Now, of course, she's dropped the ball now. Now, stay with me on my grandfather. I was a young, really gifted fucking kid. People diagnosed me with autism, Asperger, all this bullshit. Fucking, I went to West Weber Elementary, I lived in my grandparents had fucking summer homes in LA and in San Diego. Al Hunsaker, the famous actor, the philanthropist, is my great uncle. My grandfather was a Mormon socialist. The statue at Old Town is him. Stood at the tree. I mean, the people that found the gold at Sutter's Mill. Oh, yeah. I didn't inherit 5 cents. So, as a gifted young kid, and I was really gifted as the artist, as the thing. I remember telling him, I'm going to go to Caltech in LA. And he says, oh, no, you're not. You want to bet on that? I said, what do you mean? And he's the one that taught me about Santa Susana in the 60s. He was connected. He says, these are monsters. Don't you, you get on the other side. Do you understand me, boy? Yes, sir. I got on the other side. Yes, sir. They are monsters. And he taught me about Santa Susana when I was a little kid in this. I'm like, oh, God. I avoid LA like the plague. I avoid LA. If you watch as I work the coast up and down, and I walk the entire coast, literally walk it. I mean, my title, since I got cancer, well, even before that, the marine biologist, Kevin Blanche. I've been fighting Santa Susana so hard for so you're screaming from the top of the fucking rooftops and nobody listened to me. So let's go back up. Stevie Nicks, who lived in Utah. I have a twin sister, Mutation, who looked exactly like Stevie Nicks. And Stevie Nicks was famous here. She moved to Southern California. She moved to freaking L.A. Arcadia, actually. She went to down at Santa Anita Racer, down the stretch to come. So her uncle, who lived here in Utah, he got leukemia right as you see my gypsy. I'm going back to the Velvet Underground. I never left. She went crazy because Robin Anderson was her name. She was pregnant with child, and she was dying of AML. And you know about West 10, the book, that propagandist freak show cover-up of Rocketdyne in L.A. That's Woody Allen's best friend, the oncologist. My oncologist, whose brother and father both died of cancer, who saved my life. Vincent Hansen saved my life. The greatest, he's retiring. He saved my life. Thimble Peterson from Denmark, the anti-nuclear. That's the only reason they took me. West 10 was the cover-up of Santa Susana. Woody Allen's buddy. He wrote the book. That's the oncologist unit at the top of UCLA, which is irony because Fawn McKay Brody from here, Weber High, who Kevin Watch is the new Fawn McKay Brody, UCLA first female dean of fucking history in the fucking country. UCLA. She died of cancer. Everybody in LA dies of cancer. So Stevie Nicks goes crazy about Rocketdyne. They had to take the baby out of the womb as Robin Anderson died. 8 months pregnant. Stevie Nicks took the baby and raised that child. Where's that child? And married the husband for a while. Made a big deal about this because her uncle had just passed away here in Utah, downwinders on Balco. We're all downwinders now, Fukushima. Stay with me. This is a historic and important video. I don't care if it gets 23 views. They kettle me, I'll kettle you. The facts are the facts. So, then, girls. I was always a big rock and roll fan. I loved the Motley Crue, especially those early ones. I loved their work. You know, his little girl got neuroblastoma at 11 years old. And she died. He went after Rocketdyne he lived right there where this documentary's at. He sued him. He went psycho. They threatened him. They did everything. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. We're still bowing to these big Gates, Bezos. Think we're going to nuke Wyoming. We're going to nuke Idaho. Everywhere. We're still bowing to these same monsters who did this. Rocketdyne. Oh, how about the fucking one on the White Sea that blew up? Before there was Rocketdyne, right after Rocketdyne, there was INL. Now NuScale's retesting there. Yeah, the same thing happened at Idaho National Lab. Atomic City, Idaho. Right outside of Blackfoot, Idaho. Yeah, blew up. Impelled. Same thing happened. They're still covering it. Arco, Von Arco, Idaho. Same thing happened there. They're still covered up to this day. Atomic City. My buddy from here owns the bar. I know everything up there because I spent half my life. Remember, I don't eat, sleep, drink this. I sleep with it. I was given 2 months to live with AML leukemia. My path has been well documented. Alive and kicking. I've been going crazy about fucking Rocketdyne since I was a kid, screaming from the top of every rooftop, including Weber State University, who is the nuclear where I graduated, which they got blackballed, which I taught there, the #1 school business in the fucking United States. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. What a documentary. But blackball me like they did Fawn. This is a game changer. This documentary is a game changer. There's a recent new study talking about the Woolsey fire, which there's no doubt in mind the Fukushima event caused these fires. And there's new radioisotopes. There's a peer-reviewed one. I remember my grandfather, who was a fucking genius. I mean, a genius. The great Mormon socialist. No, Kevin, you're going to learn a trade. And I'm not going to leave you one penny. You understand me that? Yes, sir. You go be a wild boy and you do what young guys are supposed to do. Which I did. You know, I was so wild. In Southern California, in Ogden, Utah. Fast Times at Weber High. And he supported me. He died. I remember him when he died in 1980. And he just winked at me. And told me, he whispered in my ear, you carry on. You do what you do. You know the path. Yes, sir. He fucking drilled in my head as a kid, you fight. When I work up and down that coast, you watch me. I avoid L.A. like the plague. You know, I've done plenty of work there in L.A., you know, out at Eagle Rock. But I moved through there quickly because I know it's so fun. Just like I don't go to Southern Utah. I don't hang out in Moab. I live in no Utah. Hell no. You know, life fucking no. And this is not, now stay with me, this is important. This is not commentary. I don't do commentary, I do documentary. So I was in the bone marrow transplant at LDS for 5 years. It was my home. My social media is the #1 leukemia unit probably in the world. East 8 versus West 10. I'll write a book one day, East 10 versus West 10. You're reading the book right now. This is historic important. Doesn't matter if it gets 10 views. At least it's there in the library. I'm in the bone marrow. So the LDS East 8 was taken over. It was ready to fall down as a shithole dump of a hospital up on the hill. But a doctor named Fimbo Peterson from the University of Utah, from Copenhagen, Denmark, who was one of the inventor, cutting-edge oncologists on Earth, they offered it to him because he wanted to start his own unit. He calls the Huntsman Chemical Hospital. He used to work. This is his words, not mine. These are their words at the LDS East 8 administration. They call it the Huntsman and Scripps. In SoCal, they call it the luxury good of death. They says you can go in the hotel and eat the good food and stay in the nice rooms and be comfortable and die. Or you can come in here and fight, Kevin Blanche. I was told this to my face. I says, I'm not going to LDS. I'm going to the Mayo Clinic. My uncle's a famous neurosurgeon. You know, I'm going to get into the Mayo Clinic. No, you're not, Kevin. You're going to that shithole. Yeah, report there on 11/11/11. It's under construction. It's been under construction since I was a kid, Vincent. I had 30,000 shares of Tesla stock. I fucking forked it over to get in. I was uninsured. Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid in 2015. While I'm fighting for my life, I document this greatest catastrophe in human history, Fukushima. You know, we're going to go all in Rocketdyne, rightfully so, and it's a powerhouse fucking documentary, what it looks like to me. It's a game changer. But fuck, we're not even going to talk about the fucking greatest cover that's even bigger than that. Fukushima's full blown out meltdowns. Mox fuel fucking jet stream moves left to right in LA. The Great Pacific Genocide. The marine biologists and I. This is the greatest. I mean, I had documentary film after come, but they slandered me and attacked me all over the fucking internet, which is all bullshit. They're fucking lies. The videos that show up, they're fucking slandered by the nuclear industry crime scene. They paid people to do it. I proved it. Well, I'm in critical condition, which are felonies. You're going to fucking LDS. There's a guy named Fimbo Peterson there, Kevin Blanche. And they don't take people with a marker of fucking 44 LDS. But I've known you since I was a child, Vincent. You go in there and you fight. You understand me? Yes, sir. I've known you since you was a kid. I talked him into taking you because they don't take people. He says, Vimbo himself says that I will be the first, well, I am the first person to reach the 10 mark he knows of in the world with AML de novo OS, vicious, brutal, wicked cancer with a marker of 44. That high to survive willingly without a transplant. One of my doctors, and a famous doctor, was one of Steve Jobs' doctors. He told me one day, I said, do you think he wrote that letter, I can't fight? And he says, yeah, I was with him at the end. This is a game changer. I've been fighting Rocketdyne and Santa Susana since Santa Susana, don't you cry for me. I came to Utah with a load from Santa Nofari. Rocky Flats on fucking chemo. I've battled Rocky Flats for fucking my whole life as the anti-nuclear. My whole life. You know, I wear a lot of hats and do a lot of things, and I get nowhere, and I get no credit. A documentary filmmaker after documentary filmmaker used to come in. I remember Finbo Peterson, I'll quote him when I'm in the bone marrow. He says, there's a request of fucking media fucking request this big in here. I was quarantined. They wouldn't let anybody in. I was quarantined in there. I fucking lived in there. Once in a while, I remember he comes into my room one day on Blue Castle, and he threw down the Deseret News, and he said, you seen this, Kevin? Yeah, fuckers. He says, go over there and fight him. It's right across Memory Grove there. And I says, I'm quarantined. I'll write you a hall pass. A couple of these nurses can take you. Oh boy, you should have seen me with my gown, with my tree, my ass hanging out, going off on these fuckers. I'm the guy that stopped Blue Castle on the green. Without me, I'm the guy that exposed their fake hedge fund. I'm the guy that exposed New Scale from hell in Oregon, the little fucking, which is going on, which is Santa Susana in the making. And Utah funding. We're going to build another one. Bill Gates. I mean, it's psycho. I'm the one that exposed it. It was all based on fraud. Kenwood fucking Financial's original funding. I'm the one that exposed Barack Obama when he was here that wasn't fucking for SOAR. It was all to promote this little New Scale. I'm the guy that exposed all that. I did all this work. What if you want to talk a documentary? Oh my God. And I get nothing. I consulted on the HBO documentary. I got a fucking HBO fucking documentary hat and a juice. But let me tell you something. I have my life. I have my life. My work on the Bay, my work on the fucking salmon collapse, my work on Fukushima, my work on Santa Susana, my work on fucking Rocky Flats, my work on fucking the Energy Solutions dump site in Utah, my work on fucking Blue Castle, my work shutting down Indian Point, my work shutting down fucking Oyster Creek, my work shutting down San Onofre is fucking 10 fucking me oh my Nobel Prize. My work on the salmon alone, my tide pool work alone, while I'm dying, walking the coast of California with platelet counts of 38. My daughter says, I'm going to go walk the coast of California with platelets at 30. All the daughters are like, you'll die out there. I says, well, what a place to die. I guess that's the way it'll be. Vincent and Finbo are like, go. You have nothing left to fucking lose. We were just watching you. Mike Lee kicks me off Medicaid in fucking 2015 while I'm in the unit. You want to talk a documentary? I'm so fucking heartbroken. I mean, I'm going to cry when I watch this. He's dead. I watched him load him in the body bag. He's dead. In the prime of his life. I watched my little nephew fucking battling fucking neuroblastoma sucked up to nothing. 5-year-old, 4-year-old. I watched my little fucking, step. She's battling right now. Her little head shaved. It's fucking, I fucking was inside there. There are 44 of us in 2011 that went in there. 44. Look, you can Google the case. Marshall Jensen, the most famous leukemia case in the world. Kevin, we're side by side. We made the decision on the transplant the same day. He's dead. He's dead. KSL does a big thing. First walk-in injection. Look up his case. Yay, the first one to get the HIV injection to save it. He died. I remember coming home from working the tide pools. I go in there to get my blood works, and I'm in the fucking unit. Utter Mitchell comes in. I says, what about Carla? Kevin and Carla. How's Carla doing? How's Carla? Because she had the same thing as me. We were like this. Carla Hennessy. She got all teary-eyed. She says, you don't know, do you, Kevin? Where was I? I was in the San Onofre shutdown hearing the keynote speaker, and I was arrested and put in a fucking room right as I was due to fucking speak for no reason. And he says, oh my God, no. You didn't know, did you? Got to keep them separated. I said, she's dead, huh? Yeah. Paul Winchester, who was born and raised at fucking Atomic City, I put it right in Allison McFarland's face. You can look up the videos. We're friends since we were kids. The other disaster happened at fucking Idaho National Lab. He knew. He was up at the Huntsman. They cut his guts out. He says, I wish I would have never went to Huntsman. Now, Kevin, they thought they had it beat. It came back. I'm in L.A. or San Diego at the hearing. Well, I'm actually in San Juan Capistrano. I come home. He calls me on the phone. It's back, Kevin. No. He spent 2 hours right before his death calming me down. What do you want me to do? I'll live the rest of your life every way I can to try to. I will do it. You keep doing what you fight. He was a big steelhead fisher. I love to steelhead fish in Idaho. He was born and raised in Idaho. You fight for those steelhead, Kevin. You keep doing what you're doing. I love you, brother. His funeral was so moving. It was so surreal. It was like my funeral. I mean, it was like an out-of-body experience. Remember, I used to wear those blue glasses. He wore them too. I had everybody blue hearts. I've been so emotional this morning when I saw this. I knew it was coming. This is a game changer. All you promoters of TikTok, Diablo Canyon Clock, I fucking got arrested at Diablo Canyon then. Jerry Brown, that phony, he was chopping up the money. Kevin Blanche, I'm the guy that kicked over the thing. And the spent fuel, the fuel that's come out of the spent fuel at San Onofre that's in the dry cast hangars, 100,000 times safer than it was. And I will be the one that gets it moved from there. Watch me. I'm the accomplished activist. As it happens, I don't wait 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to do a documentary. I do it as it happens when we can make a difference. Why do you think they're so afraid of me? This is a game changer, this documentary. Thank you for making it, but it's a little late. I'll write a book, West 10 versus East 8. I don't eat, sleep, drink this. I sleep with it. In the name of the Father. Died in the prime of his fucking life. So did my maid, Annika. I've been fighting fucking Santa, Susana, and Rocketine since I was a little kid. I'll have a tale to tell. I've learned my lesson well. A man can tell 1,000 lies. You ever seen that video? And I'm not a fan of Madonna per se. That movie, Sean Penn, as they run through the cornfield and she sits in that chair in that old 1950s print dress with her 50 hairdo and she sits in that chair. That movie was written to go against the nuclear for the movie Ophelia. To go at the nuclear industry. I have a tale to tell. I hope I live to tell. That was a song I was singing in the Bone Marrow. I hope I live to tell. A man can tell 1,000 lies. I've learned my lesson well. Hope I live to tell. Well, I did. I did. Against all odds. Santa Susana, Fukushima, San Onofre. I don't eat, sleep, drink it. I sleep with it. Had open heart surgery, as you know. From that, I mean, born mutated. Kicked off Medicaid. Nobody would touch me. Go see your dentist. Fucking quacky ass doctors. My uncle's the famous heart surgeon that started the audience. Thomas Blanche is my uncle. Martian, well, they're actually my dad. I call him. He was always mad at me. I was born with a mutated fucking heart with this atomic brain. From that. Santa Susana? Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Fucking what they did to me. It passes genetically into fucking children. I was working on the children of the atomic veterans fucking PhD. How many people that were exposed that died, that they put him in a cage in Air Blast 1. That's a classified picture. My uncle, look up Claude Blanche. Huh. Most decorated pilot in history. That's his brother. He got that inside the archives in the Pentagon. I said, is that classified? Yeah, but you tell him to come fucking talk. He will be buried at Arlington in January. Most decorated pilot in the history of this fucking country post-World War I. His brother. Long video. Heartbreaking. This is a game changer, this documentary. I'm on MSNBC that used to be owned by GE. Now think about that. At the University of General Electric, which I went in the bell. Why do you think they blackballed me? Fucking. I taught there when we were #1 school business in the country, and I taught fucking environmental and anti-nuclearism. I wrote the original paper on spent fuel, on fucking the spent fuel pools at Diablo Canyon Center. That's my fucking work that's been fucking hid away. That they can only handle 7.6. So This should be a wake-up call at Diablo Canyon. That fucking fuel's sitting on site. What we accomplished at San Onofre is the greatest accomplishment in grassroots activist history. Gary Hedrick, Gene Stone, God bless him, Ace Hoffman, Myla Reason, fucking Donnie Young, Donna Gilmore. I've been fighting since I was a little fucking kid. I've been fucking hearings with him since I was a little boy. I'm the one that leaked all that. They had no intention. Without Kevin Blanch, San Onofre never shuts down. It's the greatest accomplishment in grassroots fucking activism history. And I get no credit. All I ever wanted was a fucking car, I told everybody. I wanted a car to work up and down the coast. Couldn't get one, so I had to walk it, which I've done multiple times. Play back the tape, Your Honor. This is a game changer. Fucking, you're going to fucking do a documentary. It's too late, baby. It's too late. Though we really did try to make it. I don't wait. You can do a fucking documentary on Kevin Blanch. We're going to do Chernobyl. We're going to do Fukushima documentary 50 years after everybody's fucking the Pacific Ocean's dead. I did it in real time as it happens. The greatest documentary published. Stand tuned. This is a game changer.